What's up guys, welcome to my first video. I'm Andreas, and if you're looking for Nintendo news, discussions, and reviews, this may be the channel for you. Speaking of reviews, today I'm going to be looking at the extra mode that was released with the port of Super Mario 3D World. We all knew the port was going to come to the Switch eventually, but we had no idea it was going to come with a mode as spectacular as this. The new mode is called Bowser's Fury, and the new style of 3D Mario has never been seen before. Could this new format be the standard for open world Mario games going forward? I know I had a good time with it, and I wouldn't mind seeing something like it again. But let's talk about it, what made it so great. Mario games have never been very dense in the story department, and this game is no exception. Mario is taking a stroll in the Mushroom Kingdom when he notices black goo sitting on the path. He runs to investigate the source of this goo, only to come upon a familiar symbol from Super Mario Sunshine, and you'll probably realize that this game relates back to Sunshine in a number of ways. Anyway, this symbol opens up into a portal that sucks Mario in and takes him to a new world. The new world seems unlike any beginning world for a Mario game. The atmosphere is sinister with an absence of music. It's dark with rain and a slight whistle of wind. You're surrounded by a vast ocean of the black goo that was seen earlier. The distance is covered in darkness and silhouettes, and as you look around more, you realize that the first island you landed on is a linear path for the sole purpose of urging you right into the action. A run and a hop later, you look up into the distance to see lightning strike behind a silhouette you didn't notice before. Suddenly, the figure becomes inflamed, showing Bowser's terrifying face in the process. He spits fire at you until you run into what's called a cat shine. Cat shines are the main goal of this game, similar to Power Stars from other 3D sandbox style Mario games. You grab the cat shine right before Fury Bowser turns you into ash, and the shine goes into a nearby lighthouse that lights up and scares Bowser away. For now. The world becomes full of life with all of the black goo in the area suddenly gone. The atmosphere turns bright and sunny with relaxing music, and a direct path for your next objective is clearly shown. Now you enter Lake Lapcat. At this point you meet Bowser Jr. seemingly in trouble. When talking to him, you find out that his dad has been taken over by this mysterious black goo, and he's become uncontrollable since then. Bowser Jr. asks Mario to help him by collecting more cat shines, and of course, the heroic Mario jumps in to save Bowser. As I said before, cat shines are this game's main collectible. Each island has 5 missions with a cat shine at the end of each one. Most missions involve running around an obstacle course style area. Each course has a lighthouse that has been corrupted by the black goo, so you must collect shines to restore them to their luminous state. There are certain missions that repeat at each island that get kind of annoying to have to do over and over again, but the other original missions kind of make up for that. Each obstacle course is really easy to get through and understand, and I was never left unsatisfied by the fun activities each mission had me doing. The only way to access the next mission on a course is to exit the course and then return when its lighthouse becomes corrupted again. Some missions even went for the Super Mario 64 approach by telling you the name of the mission and made you figure out where the shine was by yourself. The game runs smoothly, and I mean literally. Dashing in an open world 3D Mario game is kinda satisfying. I'm used to a set run speed in these types of Mario games, so it's a nice change of pace. Mario's moveset is pretty diverse, and it was a pleasure running and jumping around the vast world. Mario has a high and floaty jump, making it easy to make the many jumps and the small obstacle courses that this game mode offers. Mario has a move that is new to Super Mario 3D World. You can now dive while in the air. The move was clearly taken from the dive move from Super Mario 64 that was also used in Mario Odyssey. I found this move to be really useful, either to get out of the way quickly or to get back onto platforms as a last-ditch effort. Another useful feature that every great Mario game has is power-ups. This game uses the linear style of power-ups that you keep until you get hit, as opposed to the open world games where the power-ups are timed if they exist at all. The power-ups consist of cat bells, fire flowers, boomerang flowers, tanuki leaves, and the lucky bell. There were also propeller boxes that were mostly used to get around the obstacle courses after you collected the 9 cat shine. Instead of just being able to hold one item in reserve like in the base game, you can hold 5 of each item, which I thought was weird because the game was already easy enough, not to mention how easy it was to get power-ups in the first place. Anyway, every power-up is incredibly useful in every obstacle course here. I found it fun running through these courses over and over again with each power-up, just seeing how different each run was. The different ways to get each shine really expands the replayability. Bowser Jr. is Mario's newest ally, only helping him because he can't do it by himself. In the settings you can decide how much you want Bowser Jr. to help. I made it so that he didn't help me at all, because he would always defeat enemies for me, and from my experience from another game, that wasn't too much fun. He just flies around Mario and doesn't do much else. Something interesting about him is his paintbrush from Super Mario Sunshine. He uses that to defeat enemies and to interact with the environment. He gives story updates, but that's just about the extent of his help. After scaring Bowser away with the first cat shine you collect, he reverts back into his shell and hides in the center of the map. If you look over at where he's hiding, you'll notice something unnerving. Bowser's shell is spinning and rising slowly out of the black goo. As he is rising, his shell spins faster until his spikes turn red and he pops out of his shell, ready for another rampage, stopping the music and making the world turn dark and sinister once again. This rampage happens every once in a while, and each rampage speeds up with the more cat shines you collect, and resets each time he attacks. Each time he attacks, he spits fireballs at you in some sort of fire laser that I can never seem to avoid. Large red spikes land and fill the environment, which you can use to platform on. All around the map are these blocks with Bowser's face on them. Early in the game, you have to lead Bowser to destroying these blocks with his fire laser to get up to the first cat shine. Most of them contain shines, while some of them just have little surprises. Fury Bowser will leave in one of 2 ways. Either you collect the cat shine and it scares him away, or he just gets tired of attacking and goes back into hiding. Near the end of the game, I started to feel that Fury Bowser appeared almost too often and started to get annoyed every time the music stopped playing. I always had to have an extra power-up ready because I knew I would end up taking at least one hit to the fire laser. I would end up saving an easy cat shine to collect when he appeared just to prevent him from doing anything. The atmosphere around Fury Bowser is phenomenal. Bowser looks amazing, and the music to accompany his arrival ties it all together. He is the most terrifying form of Bowser so far, and there is no way to defeat him. Alright, well, there's obviously a way to defeat him. Kinda. After collecting a few cat shines, you can access the Giga Bell, which then turns Mario into Giga Cat Mario. Giga Cat Mario has a few of the same moves as normal Mario, so it makes Fury Bowser battles so much more enjoyable. You strike Bowser a few times until his health bar is depleted and he's gone for good. Wait, no, he just goes back into hiding until the next time he goes on a rampage. After you collect the required amount of shines and defeat Fury Bowser, the next area opens up for exploration. Speaking of the next area, getting around these areas is not what I expected. After you finish the first area, the next area appears along with Plessie, the swimming dinosaur from the base game. Plessie is very useful for getting around in this large world. Around the islands that you run and jump on, of course, is water. Using Plessie, you can roam around the water wherever you want. Plessie even has a new move where you dive under the water and press the jump button at the right time to get a boost, just to make it easier getting around to other islands. This game is stunning, and I wouldn't expect otherwise from a Nintendo Switch game. Bowser's Fury runs at 720p with 60 FPS, while the base game runs at a smooth 1080p. If it sounds like I have no idea what I'm talking about with the graphics, that's because I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure you do. Hopefully. The water looks great, and Mario actually has a little detail, unlike the base game where he had the plastic shiny look. The land looks amazing, and everything goes together really well. Not to mention all of the enemies have cat ears and tails, which automatically makes this game a 10 out of 10. Another interesting fact, you can see all of the islands no matter where you are. It's no big deal, but it's a slight throwback to Super Mario Sunshine where you can see the other levels around the island. Nintendo has a way with good music, except for when they don't. This game is no different than other Mario games when it comes to music. The song in this mode fits its area perfectly, and I love listening to every song while I play through the obstacle courses. This is where we get into the spoilers, so skip to the timestamp on screen to get past them. The endgame was super fun. After you clear all of the areas and get at least 50 cat shines, you can initiate the final boss fight by touching the Giga Bell once more. This battle is no different, but after you deplete Bowser's health, he is rid of the black goo, but still has evil intentions. He steals all of the Giga Bells to keep for himself inside some sort of floaty orb. You must board Plessy and ride him, You must ride Plessy to knock the floating orb into Bowser by jumping from ramps. After the final hit, Plessy absorbs all the Giga Bells and turns into Triple Giga Plessy, which also starts a pretty funny cutscene. In the end, Bowser is returned to his original size and continues to go after Mario. And I love how Mario just doesn't seem to care while Bowser Jr. stops his dad from attacking and the credits play. But wait, there's more. In the game, there's a total of 100 cat shines, and of course Nintendo had to throw in something as a reward for 100%ing the game. After getting all the shines and initiating the Final Fury Bowser battle, you'll notice something interesting. Instead of the usual orangish red that usually covers Bowser's spikes and hair, is replaced by an intense, bright white color, and that's all that changes with Bowser. The other 100% rewards are just cosmetic, which honestly I'm okay with because it wasn't hard to collect all the shines and these rewards are pretty enjoyable. After you defeat the white-haired Bowser and you finish the credits and jump back into the game to find that instead of being a regular old cat Mario, you are now Giga Cat Mario, except you're regular sized Mario. You get what I mean. And last Bowser Jr. turned into a kitty version of himself, which I think is pretty awesome. In looking back over my overall experience, I found that I had a super fun time with this game mode, and I'm so glad they decided to put it in. It's honestly good enough to be its own game if they expand it and add in a more in-depth story. Who knows, maybe one day Nintendo will make a full game out of this new open world style. After all, Captain Toad was a project in the original 3D world which was eventually turned into a full game, so maybe they're trying the same thing here. I thought we were just going to get a port of Super Mario 3D World, and I would have been more than happy with that. But Bowser's Fury was an amazing surprise, and now I can't see 3D World without it. This game is definitely worth buying, especially because the base game is a port of one of the best games on the Wii U. I hope Nintendo attempts this style of 3D Mario with another game because I really enjoyed it. Let me hear your opinion about Bowser's Fury and the new 3D format in the comments. Not that I have any viewers to do that, but if you are watching, then thanks. Thank you so much for actually clicking on my video. This is, as you know, my first video, so the audio isn't too good, and of course the editing is a little jacked up, but it'll probably get better eventually. So I guess just stick around. Things are bound to get better. More videos will come out, more discussions, more reviews. When stuff comes up, like games come out, and I just find some interesting topic to talk about, I will try to make a video on it, and hopefully it's a good one. So thank you guys for clicking on this video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah.